Hey sports fan, let's cut to the chase. We all know what is being announced anytime somebody on YouTube says that they have a big announcement. I'm pregnant. Okay, so this is the test. What is that? I don't know if you can see it. What is that? Do you see that? That? I mean, do you see that? Maybe that's like the evaporation line, I think is what people call it. But like that looks pink. So I took another one, and this one doesn't have anything. There's no line, right? We don't see a line there like this one's. There's nothing. So I don't know if that is positive, then it's like one day. Okay, I know you're not supposed to do this, but I took another test because I just need to know, okay? I'm a test-taking kind of person. Who doesn't love to pee on a stick? So I took this almost 5 minutes ago, so we're still within, like, the window of looking at it. So, I mean, that's... I feel like that's undeniable. Oh my goodness. I'm having another baby, I guess. So there is my extremely blurry little baby. So we are very excited. We knew that we wanted more kids, but we kind of didn't expect it to happen this quickly. But here we are. We're super happy, super excited to have a sibling for our current chubby bubster. As of recording this, I am about 9 weeks pregnant, so it's still super early. We haven't really told much of anybody yet. We're waiting until we're in the clear, in the safe zone, you know. I had my first real appointment yesterday, so I've just been riding that high, super excited. I wanted to talk a little bit about what that means for this channel, and it doesn't really mean much of anything. I still want to make 99.9% book content. I will still talk about books. I will still do reviews and show books and all of that stuff. All the stuff that you've already seen, I'm going to continue to do. But one of the things that I would also like to do is to start including a couple of videos here and there, just documenting my experience, pregnancy, and some of the things that not everybody wants to talk about or wants to put out there, because I am over 35, I am overweight, and I do have not a chronic condition, but I do have kind of a unique circumstance where I've had blood clots in the past and I have to manage those during pregnancy, which means administering a blood thinner daily. So those are some kind of specific parts of my experience that not everyone has to go through, or things that not everyone is experiencing, like being overweight or being old or having to give yourself a shot every day. And I thought maybe it would be nice for people who do have those things going on to be able to come here and see how I manage these things. This video is not super exciting. I thought that I would just go through kind of my first couple of weeks and talk about some symptoms, and that's about it. So we found out super early. We found out around week 4 or 5, which is extremely early. The first symptoms that I noticed were crazy, crazy dreams. I get crazy dreams in pregnancy, and also severe life-killing, soul-sucking exhaustion, just constantly needing to sleep, being so physically and mentally drained all of the time, which will let up after the 12-week point. But the first 12 weeks are the most exhausting of your life. You'll feel like you ran a marathon every single morning when you wake up. I also get really inflamed sinuses. So the first time I was pregnant, I had a absolutely killer sinus infection, like very early on. I did not want another sinus infection, so I've been really on top of taking good care of my sinuses, which means an antihistamine, doubling up on the antihistamine if I need to, and occasional sinus rinses, hot steamy showers, breathing in steam, things like that. I also start snoring in pregnancy, which is delightful. In week 5, I had a migraine that lasted for like 3 days, and I started taking magnesium every night, and that has really mitigated migraines and leg cramps. So that is something to talk to your doctor about if you're struggling with migraines and leg cramps in pregnancy. In week 6, I had a little bit of back pain, no more migraines. My sinuses were sensitive. I was snoring and I was having crazy dreams. I also absolutely sobbed during an episode of Bob's Burgers. It was season 13, episode 10. If you're curious, it was so heartwarming and I lost it. I couldn't stop crying and I texted my husband and I was like, Bob's Burgers is making me cry. And he was like, you're not okay. Week 7, the back knee is back. I got really bad back knee with my first pregnancy and it has already started. I've had a little bit of nausea in week 7. I don't get like morning sickness nausea. What happened with me with my first, and I can sense it happening again, is that I get very full very fast. So I'll be eating what I think is like a normal for me amount, and then all of a sudden I'm full. And if I eat one more bite, I'm going to throw up. So that is something I have to be very, very mindful of, because first pregnancy, I did throw up a couple of times just because I overate. I don't want to do that again. It's not a fun experience. So that is something that is weird that I didn't anticipate, and it kind of kept me on track. I didn't gain a bunch of weight in my first pregnancy, which is great because I'm already fat. So, so I guess like babies are helping me out. What do I have in my notes? I have, when do I get the luscious hair? I didn't get luscious, luxurious hair with my first, and I don't think I'm going to get it with my second. I really struggled with feeling excited and happy because I have had a loss in the past, and it really colors everything, and it makes it really hard to be excited. Even though I was trying to be excited and I had good advice, my sister told me not to borrow trouble from tomorrow, and someone told me that you're pregnant right now, you're pregnant today, and you should be excited for that life. But the fear is always in the back of your mind. So having my week 9 appointment and seeing this little baby and hearing its little heartbeat was such a stress relief. It was such a weight off my shoulders. I know we're not completely in the clear, but it definitely gave me room to be much more excited and much happier and to really embrace and enjoy the experience. Week 8, my only notes are that I was extremely bitchy. I was feeling not very pregnant, and then I water picked my teeth before bed and my gums started to like bleed a teeny tiny bit. And I was like, oh, that's definitely pregnancy. And I had a week or so off of weird dreams, and then the weird dreams came right back. I had the most disturbing dream. I don't want to describe it to you, but it was so incredibly disturbing and so real and vivid and horrible. So I just need everyone to acknowledge what we've done to our mothers and maybe apologize. If your mom's a good person. If your mom's not a good person, don't apologize, because who cares? But if your mom is a good person, maybe just call her and say you're really sorry about the weird dreams. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to pop in and talk about that and I guess like reveal it. Very exciting. You'll see more about this experience in the coming months. Thanks for hanging out.